pigeons are cool. I'm gonna get myself all pumped up over a pigeon. You know? Over pigeons. I'm like psyched.
Oh, here we go. It's a showdown between Geminis. Someone's going down, but it ain't gonna be me.
This is Greenwood Cemetery right here. This is called Greenwood Cemetery. And what they have in there, they have a lot of birds. Like a lot of people go bird watching there. It's like in the middle of Brooklyn. They have all these exotic birds. But what they have in there is a bunch of these green parrots that live here. Right? And people are saying to you, green parrots, how can that be, Brooklyn? You lost your mind? Green parrots are only in tropical climates. That's what all the scientists and the really, really smart people do, that only green parrots live in tropical climates. But what happened about, I would say it was about 10 or 15 years ago in JF Kennedy Airport, there was a crate of about 1,000 green parrots. This is the story. Look, this guy has no idea what he wants to do. Stop looking at your phone and drive, you moron. Anyway, now he made me lose my door. I'm really mad at him now. Jeez. Anyway, talking about the green parrots, right? A crate of these green parrots broke open at the airport. So I guess the destination for these green parrots were for pet stores and stuff, so they could sell them to like people that really like parrots. Truthfully, I'm not too crazy about parrots. They make too much noise, right? And they could bite your finger off. They got those beaks, right? They eat nuts with them and stuff. I just don't like the parrots. It's not that I don't like parrots because they're parrots or birds. I don't have nothing against them. They're not my thing. You know, I got Benjamin. I own a lizard. And that goes to show you things I like. I like reptiles better than birds. It's just a choice, okay? Anyway, these parrots broke open. They all flew out of the crate down at JFK so many years ago, right? And everybody said, oh, they're never going to survive the winters here in New York, right? They all said they're never going to survive the winters in New York. But guess what? They did. And it's like 10 or 15 years later, right? They're still here. They make nests. They're all over the place. I'm going to try to see if I can get you one of their nests. They usually make the nest on power lines because I guess the transformers are warm and they hang out in there in the wintertime. But anyway, all these smarty pants scientists, like, no, they're never going to survive. But you know what? They became Brooklyn parrots, and they could survive anything. Right? Not only did they survive, they have multiplied like crazy, like green parrots, like tropical parrots around Brooklyn. Right? That's a little story about Greenwood Cemetery, that these parrots all found their way here. Not only here, but they found their way to other places also, right? All these parks and stuff, but there's a lot of them right here in Greenwood Cemetery. A lot of the bird watchers come here to look at them and say, ooh, wow, look at the parrot. Right? That's a little story about Greenwood Cemetery and the parrots. Those ain't parrots, those are just typical street birds. I don't know their name, but you see them a lot in the street right here. See him hanging out on the thing. He's all messy and dirty looking. He's just a street bird. But let me see if I could find a little nest that they have. I'm not seeing any right now. Right? But I know they nest in here. They nest around here in the cemetery, and they also nested another park a little further down. They nest in there. That's where I might be able to show you a big nest, right? I don't know if you people really care about seeing this nest, but no one, I'm going to show it to you anyway, right? Because I think it's kind of cool. Even though I'm not too crazy about parrots, but I think it's cool that they survive. It goes to show you, right, that scientists really don't know what they're talking about, especially when it comes to religion. Like they believe in, we came from monkeys. That's so horrible. They want you to believe that you became a human being from the monkey. In other words, the scientists, you should be mad at them because the scientists are basically calling you an animal. You know, nothing special. You're just an animal. Right? Yeah, Satan would love for you to believe that. Yeah, you're not special. You're just an animal. Anyway, now my phone is ringing, you know. All right, guys, I'm back. I called my wife. She's okay. You know, like I said, she thought I got dragged into a parrot's nest, and they were keeping me warm next to a transformer. You know, mistaking me for one of their own. See this place over here? It says fixed tires, right? I believe that really late at night, somebody from that shop throws like nails on the ground all around this area. So like you get a flat, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's a tire place. Wow, what a coincidence. So I just got a flat right here, and there's a tire place right there. Yeah, maybe it's a conspiracy. You know, maybe I think everything's a conspiracy. My wife tells me that sometimes. She thinks I think everything's a conspiracy. And sometimes I stop and listen to myself, and she's right. I think like everything's a conspiracy. Right here, this is Rocco's Galamar. This place is great for Galamar and stuff. They got some good food there. Rocco's. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, I know you're in suspense. And you're like, I can't wait to see this. You're probably all at the edge of your seat right now. I found a deadly parrot's nest. It's a deadly parrot's nest that would suck you up and make you live next to the transformer. Okay, let me pull over. Right there, bro. You see it? That's where the green parrot's nest. Right there. If you're not careful, they will swoop down on you and grab you. Right there. See that nest? And they say, what I tell you, right next to the transformer. You think I was lying to you, right? That's where the green parrots live. The dreaded green parrots that weren't supposed to survive the winter because scientists said so. All right, see, this is another little park. They like hanging out in parks. I don't know why. They didn't fit in with the neighborhood. The other birds like chilling out near garbage cans and stuff in Brooklyn. These guys just like the parks area. They're like, you know, like snobbish a little bit. Right? They got a little penthouse with some heating going on and near the transformer, and they're like snobs. They're like we're smarter than the average city bird. But maybe not the pigeon. I think the pigeon is the smartest bird in the world. You know? Pigeon can live anywhere. I guarantee if you took a rocket, right, and filled it with like 5-6 pigeons and landed that rocket on Mars, you come back there like 5 years from now, there'll be like thousands of pigeons all over the place surviving on Mars, on that harsh climate. They'll find a way. They'll find a way, the pigeon, the mighty pigeon will find its way. You know, I think, you know, we should drop the bald eagle as our country's bird. I know some people are going to hate me for saying this, and make it the pigeon. The pigeon is just awesome. They could survive. Okay, man, you know what? Let's keep the bald eagle. I don't want to get everybody upset. All right, let's keep the bald eagle as our American bird, right? We'll make the pigeon the national survival bird for survivalists and preppers and homesteaders and everything. Our symbol will be the mighty pigeon because they can adapt. Right? I know everybody looks at them like, ew, pigeons, you know. Why is that? Why, you know, if you really took a good look at them, they ain't that bad looking, you know. They're not like gross like some other birds, like even tropical birds are pretty gross looking, right? But pigeons are alright. They're like, you know, gray in color, and some of them got white in them. And that's it about the pigeons. We should make it our national prepper, survivalist, homesteader, whatever you want to call it, right? A survival bird. We should have patches, arm patches, with a pigeon on it, saying we can survive, we can do it. We are the mighty pigeons. We are pigeon people. And that's what we should be saying. That should be our call of arms. We should study the pigeon and learn from them and treat them with the respect that they deserve. Hey, if it wasn't for pigeons, right, in World War I, we wouldn't even know what we were doing, right? They're the ones that were just, you know, sending messages, you know, and the Germans are shooting at them with shotguns. They even got a pigeon. There was a pigeon that got a medal. You know, he had this message, and like some German soldier blew him full of holes, and he still made it there. Still made it. Pigeons rock. I'm starting to really dig pigeons. Not too crazy about parrots, but I'm digging pigeons. Pigeons are cool. I'm gonna get myself all pumped up over a pigeon. You know? Over pigeons. I'm like psyched. I'm like Pigeon Man. Look at me. I'm Pigeon Man. Hey, I'm Pigeon Man. Hey, watch out. Pigeon Man's coming through. Look at me. I'm flying like a pigeon. What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Yeah, I don't like that thing either. It's a big lie. Like telling, like a stork brought your baby. Like a stork. Like really, even when I was a kid, when they said, oh, the storks bring babies. I was like, from where? Like, is it like a baby place they picked them up and bring them to you? Say if you don't like the baby then, right? Ain't you gonna be pretty mad at the stork because he brought you his baby? Right? And it's pretty horrifying. Imagine this bird like just picking you up and they always wear, you know what? Like to blow holes in this story, right? Where the stork get the little blanket to carry the baby in? So now you told me not only do storks bring you babies, right? They have some way of making these blankets to carry you in. And then they land at your house and they give you a baby, right? You know, eating the watermelon seeds a lot better story how women get pregnant than the stork, because it's not even like, all right, like the stork, then mom, like, why'd you fat? Like, why'd you get fat? Oh, the stork is coming. So what does that have to do with the bird bringing the baby? You know, what's the bird like you? I just don't get it. I don't like thinking about it. I don't like thinking about the stork and bringing babies in like, it's a lie. It's like the watermelon seed's a lot more convincing, right? The ex-mom, hey, why is your stomach so big? No, I ate a watermelon seed, now I got a baby in there. Oh, really? Yeah. Alright, that's a little bit of believable, but a stork flying? Really? I know. You can't just tell your kids how it really happens, because that would probably traumatize them the rest of their lives. I know it would me. When I was a kid anyway. This is polyprep, right? Right here is polyprep. There's all kinds of birds in there too. There's even chickens in there. There's chickens and ducks just roaming around freely. You know? Nobody feeds it. Yeah, people feed them bread and stuff. I guess that's how they survive. Right? But they're just chickens just roaming around for no reason. It's like, not for eggs or anything. It's just like they're just, like here, we got some lawn over here. Let's put some chickens on it, and they just walk around. Now, if that guy over there that sells the hot dogs, if he starts selling chicken sandwiches, I will definitely question where the chickens were coming from. Going back a few years ago, not even a few, it's about maybe like 9-10 years ago, I found this little baby bird on my stoop. Those who you don't know what a stoop is, it's the staircase in front of your house, your porch. We call them stoops, right? And I found this little baby bird, and my mother-in-law, right, said she would take care of it. Right, so I gave it. It had no feathers on it. You didn't know what it was. It was just one of these little things, and it had its mouth open, and we were feeding it with a little eyedropper. We're giving it all kinds of garbage. It stood alive. Right, we're giving it milk, and then somebody told me, like, you shouldn't be giving the bird milk. And I was like, well, he seems to like it. Right, so who are you? Would you some kind of bird expert? Right, but anyway, we gave it milk, and like we used to put crackers in milk, basically, and let the crackers dissolve, and we used to feed them through a little like you know, those little things. What are they called? Those little. What the hell are they called? Little eyedroppers. That's it. It was the little eyedroppers. But anyway, right? We found it. They had no feathers on it. Nothing. It was just like a little blob, right? It was a small little pink blob, and it was still alive, right? We brought it in the house, and we nursed this thing back to life, and we were like, I was all excited. I was like, wow, maybe we got a really cool bird, like a crow, or like maybe even a green parrot, right? I didn't want the green parrot really, but like some kind, like a blue jay or something, right? And the thing started getting older, and we were trying to figure out what the hell this bird was as it was growing, right? And then to our disappointment, it was a sparrow. It was this little brown sparrow, right? You're talking about being shortchanged on trying to take care of a bird, right? Keeping this thing alive, and it turns out to be a sparrow, right? I'm not saying that we were all like disappointed, and we embraced the sparrow. We said, okay, it's a sparrow. We dealt with it. We got together as a family and say, now we have a sparrow. Now what's next? You know, my thing is, like I shouted out, why don't we just let him go, right? It's a sparrow, right? And, you know, if we would let him go, he would have died, because now he's a house bird, right? The thing is eating out of our hands and jumping around. So we named him Chip, right? So usually sparrows only last about, in the wild, they're good for about 3 years. You know, the harsh environment and all that stuff. So they're good for about 3 years in the wild. This sparrow lived 6 years in our house, right, Chip? We've grown to love Chip, even though he was a sparrow, right? We said, hey, we accepted him. We said, you know, it's not your fault that you're a sparrow, right? And we started really digging the sparrow. You know, I even came home at times and looked at him and said, hey, there's Chip. That's cool. He's a sparrow, right? He grew on us, you know, and we all felt bad. And 6 years later, we all felt bad when he passed away, you know, especially me. I felt a little, I think, worse than everybody else, because I really, you know, he was a sparrow, and I talked bad about him at times. But when he passed away, you know, we were all sad and everything, but, you know, that's my little sparrow story. And we had it in the house for 6 years. His name was Chip, like I said, and he lived 6 years, right? His leg was messed up. Like, his leg was a little on the messed up side when he grew up, and I think that's why his mother probably threw him out of the nest. She probably sensed that he had a bum flapper, you know. So his leg wasn't that. One of his legs were like little crooked, but he was still managed. He jumped around. He was fine with it. He was fine with it. We were fine with it. You know, nobody made fun of him, nothing. He just had a little crooked leg, one of his legs. But he flew good. He flew around the house and everything. He never flew outside. Even when the door was open, he just never flew outside. He was getting a free ride, and he knew it. Chip knew he was getting a free ride staying there. He was like, well, they just keep on feeding me. I'm sticking around. But anyway, that's my whole bird thing. Why am I talking about birds so much today? But let me go to Staples and get my daughter's thing for her school project. Now, if I was a bird, if I had the choice to be a bird, you know, if I had to be a bird, you know, not saying that I want to be a bird, because it pretty much sucks to have no hands. I like hands. I think they're a lot more better than wings. And there goes my phone again. I'm close to home. But anyway, if I had to be a bird, what bird would I be? Alright. I'm trying to think of what bird I would be. I don't know. I never really fantasized about being a bird. This is a hard question for me. I'm having a hard time with it. What bird would you be? You know, like, maybe I could get some ideas from you guys. I guess, you know what, I always liked ravens. For some reason, I always liked crows and ravens in that family. I think I would be a raven. I would be a raven. You know, just happen to like them. You know, a lot of people say, oh, ravens, they mean devil stuff and all that. They don't mean devil nothing. Now, if you look up a raven in any religious or spiritual things, they're messengers. That's a good idea. I'm a messenger. That's why I'm on YouTube. Look, a karate place. You know, I think when I was young, I joined karate. I really hated it. It was like such a waste of time, right? Just learn how to, you know what, better yet, don't learn how not to fight. Learn how to talk and get out of it, right? In karate, you know, kick things and swing my legs around. It's like worse than being a parrot in Brooklyn. There's a fellow rider, a fellow warrior. What happened here? A little gang meeting or something? But anyway, I think that's what I would be. I would be a raven, right? What bird would you guys be? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. You know, I'm sorry to put this much pressure on you. Like, I know it's not something that you would think about every day. If you were a bird, what bird would you be? Right? You know what? I changed my mind. I want to be a sparrow. I want to be a baby sparrow. And I want somebody to find me, right, and raise me, and then be disappointed when they see me start spreading my feathers.